I do worry about 10 more months with these people because they can do a lot of damage. What they're doing to our country is very sad. We were the first candidate ever to get more than 52% of the vote. We now have our eyes on a very special place. You know what that place is? New Hampshire. And I know that New Hampshire will never let us down, just like in 2016. You remember that? We came in here and we won in a landslide, 2016. It's time for the Republican Party, however, to unify, come together, and move forward as one team. We have to beat crooked Joe Biden. We have to beat him. Our country is at stake, and we need to focus on all of our resources. We have to put them into energy and effort and defeating Biden and all of these radical left lunatics, what they're doing to our country. We can't let it happen. We cannot let it continue. We're going down, and we cannot let it continue. Last night, I was honored to receive the endorsement of a man who has become a true leader and earned the admiration of so many patriots. I've been a friend of his, even though we were competing against each other. But I was a friend of his, and we got along. And he was saying he's a great president. I kept saying, why is he running? He keeps calling me a great president. But he's a fantastic guy, a very smart guy. He's got some tremendous ideas. And he's young, and he's got some young ideas, too, and that's a good thing. So he has a big, beautiful, bright future ahead. Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on up, Vivek.
Let's do this, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be back to New Hampshire. We miss you guys. We're going to make this happen, and you guys know this well. You know this man. You know why we're here. Patriots across the state. We are in the middle of a war in this country. That's what this is. It's not a war between black and white. It's not between Democrat and Republican, even in a deeper sense. It's between the permanent state and the everyday citizen. Between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this war. That's what we need in this country. You got to know you're in a war to win one. You can't win one if you're asleep at the switch, have your head stuck in the sand like most Republicans. And I think that's going to require somebody who isn't bought and paid for, a businessman, not a politician. Anybody heard of that? And that's why I was in this race, but I'll tell you, the people of Iowa spoke loud and clear last night, and I'm a big believer that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. That we, the people, choose who leads this country. And so we heard we, the people, last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here, we met in person, and I told him that I would endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war. It is a 1776 moment right now. That's where we live right now. And you want to know, what does it mean to be a Republican today? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. Ideals like freedom and merit and the pursuit of excellence. That you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. End affirmative action. End DEI. We are done with the nonsense. Send it back home. It means you believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law, and that is why we need to use our military to secure our own southern border in this country. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means the people we elect to run the government needs to be the ones who actually run the government, not the shadow government in the deep state that runs the show today. This man is going to get in there this time around and actually shut down that deep state. Not messing around this time anymore. That's how we win this war in this country. And the way we're actually going to do this in the long run and win this time around is with elections we need to secure in this country for the long run. You want to know what needs to happen in this country? Single day voting on election day as a national holiday with paper ballots, government issued ID to match the voter file, and English as the sole language that appears on a ballot. And I'm confident this man will be the one to get us there. And this is how we get our country back. Not black or white, it's deeper than that. These are the ideals of the American Revolution. And you know what? We do have some enemies that we need to defeat on the other side, but we have challenges to address in our own party right here at home. So you know what? If you want somebody who's going to foist onto you to use your social media account, you want to use a driver's license to do it, to have the right to use the internet, this man's not your man. There's another candidate in this race who'll do that for you. It's Nikki Haley. You want to cut Social Security, you want to cut Medicare, you want to cut veterans benefits so we can fork over more money to Ukraine so some kleptocrat can buy a bigger house? Vote for Nikki Haley, not this man right here. But if you want to actually put an agenda that puts Americans first, to say that the moral obligation of your leaders is to the citizens of this country, not another one, there is not a better choice left in this race than this man right here. And that is why I am asking you to do the right thing as New Hampshire and to vote for Donald J. Trump as your next president, because we're not working with a lot of time here. If our kids are in high school before we get this right, we don't have a country left. That's what it means. We've been celebrating our diversity and our differences for so long that we forgot all of the ways that we are the same as Americans, bound by that common set of ideals that set this country into motion. We believe those ideals still exist. This man is going to be your next president to revive them. E pluribus unum, from many, one. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are two genders in this country. Period. That is the truth. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. Capitalism lifts us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4. And the U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth. We fight for the truth. We stand up for the truth. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. That is what we are going to revive to, yes, make America great again. Vote for this man right here in the New Hampshire primary. God bless you and your families, and may God bless our United States of America. Thank you, New Hampshire. It's good to see you guys. We're coming back and winning this in a landslide. We will not stop until we get this job done. Thank you all. God bless you and your family.
Thank you. Wow, how was that? Pretty good, right? That was pretty good, and he's a fantastic guy, and he's really, he's got something that's very special because he started off with the Zippo, and he ended up very strong. He did a great job. I was actually surprised.
So you talk about giving a speech to fire up the crowd, folks. That was amazing. In that 6 or 7 minutes, he basically succinctly, concisely put everything together as to what it means in this election. Who we have to fight, who we have to fight against, who we have to stand up against, what we have to fight for, where do we have to, pitch our, um, pitch our vision towards, what do we have to focus on? And Trump was back there just basically saying, go get him, Vivek, go get him. He is going to be an absolutely unbelievable, an amazing, phenomenal surrogate. And it won't be in terms of like an attack dog type of things, because Vivek doesn't play that kind of policies. I mean, he does attack, but he attacks from a perspective of basically going in terms of, what did you say? What was your policy? Tell me why I'm wrong. Okay, I'll give you the mic. You give me your ideas as to why you think you're correct, and then I'll decide whether or not I agree with them or not. The way he handled those eco-protesters, the way he handled that transgender person that came into his caucus area that time. He continues to defy expectations, and the left can't stand him because they're wondering, why isn't he a leftist with us? He's got brown skin. His ethnicity, his heritage goes back to India. He's got a different religion than most people in America. How come he isn't on the left side? Why isn't he a liberal? Why isn't he a progressive? Sank the jank of the young jerks, the young Turks. They can't stand him. They can't stand him because he speaks truth to their idiocy, to their power structure in terms of being progressive. And it's just going to be amazing to see him go into the Indian American community, those from the subcontinent of India, because when Modi came here, the Prime Minister of India, and they were down in Houston, they had like 50, 60,000 Indian Americans. I don't like hyphenation, so I like to say American, and then if you want to hyphenate, but if you say American Indians, I don't want anyone to think that we're talking about the Cherokee, or the Iroquois, or any of the other Indian tribes. I'm talking about those from the Indian subcontinent. And they love Trump. And so he's going to get a huge, and here's another thing. Vivek Ramaswamy can go after Kamala Horizontal Harris. You know why? Because she hid her Indian roots. She's half Jamaican, she's half Indian. She's not African American, she is not black. You talk to Jamaicans and they don't like to be called black, they like to be called Jamaicans. Jamaicans do not like to be called African Americans, they don't like to be called Black Americans, they like to be called Jamaicans. And Kamala Horizontal Harris, she hid, I didn't even know she was Indian at that time because she's basically been faking all the time, culture appropriating blackness for her own sake of mobility, upward mobility in every aspect that she's done. Yes, skin color black, but has no black. I mean, I don't know how much black she's got in her genetics, but she's certainly a Jamaican, certainly does have Indian blood in her from the Indian subcontinent. So Vivek can go after her, and he can go after her with his entire brain tied behind his back, literally, because horizontal hairs, word salad mush. I mean, at least you can excuse Biden for his word salad much because he's senile dementiated. Yeah, I said dementiated. He's senile dementiated, my word. But what's her excuse for bringing up word salad and mush when you're speaking? Anyways, folks, this is going to be great. He's going to be a great surrogate for President Trump, a great surrogate for the conservative movement. This is going to be fantastic, folks. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow. So you all know what to do. Share your comments below. Check out our video links above and below. My final thought is always, when you're right, you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.